Welcome back to Carneades.org. We are attempting a live stream, so hopefully this is working for anyone that's watching. Today we are going to be doing a live giveaway. So, what is going to be happening in this video, basically, in honor of us getting to video 700, I wanted to do something for everyone that has been watching videos with us for a long time. We have a number of products on Zazzle, and those products are going to be given away during the course of this video, or at least you're going to get questions that you can answer, and if you answer them in the next 24 hours, you have the opportunity to win some of these products. So, if you're either watching this video right now as a live video, or if you're watching it later, either will work, but you are going to want to comment in the description of the final video that gets posted with your answers. Don't write your answers in the chat because they will go away, and that is not going to be what we're looking for. So, I'm going to turn on the live chat, but to be clear, don't write your answers to the questions in the chat. Write them in the comments to the video that eventually gets posted. So, with that, let's go through some of the rules. So in honor of the 700th video, we are doing a live giveaway. Just so everyone gets the rules, I'm kind of wasting a little time here at the beginning as people aren't showing up. Here's how it's going to work. In this video, I will ask 10 different questions. After the live stream is done, you will have 24 hours to submit your answers, though this deadline might be extended if there are some questions that haven't gotten answers, or we feel like there are some people that haven't gotten a chance to answer. For the answers, I will either select the first correct response, the best response, or randomly select a correct response from those that were submitted. I'm going to decide on which metric to use depending on the content of the question. You can't win more than once, but you can answer any number of questions, and if you happen to come up as the winner for multiples, I'll contact you and we'll figure out which prize you would rather have. All of the winners will get a shout out in the next video and win some Carneades swag. And the questions are going to vary widely in difficulty, in content. Some of them are going to be about philosophy, some of them are going to be about other things, some of them are just going to be riddles that I've come up with that I want to try and see if people can get and understand. Hopefully it should be a lot of fun, but we're going to get started with that right now. So, once again, hi to everyone in the chat. I'm glad you love the videos and you're down for the giveaway. Let's see what we've got. So the first question is going to be probably the most content heavy and the most just restating. Number one is, according to common sense Deontic logic, if some statement P is part of the maximal course of action, what other common sense Deontic logic predicates must be applied to P? What other common sense predicates can be applied to P? So there's kind of two questions here. The first question is, what if P is maximal, what is directly implied by P in terms of P? What other predicates do we get to apply to P? And then what other predicates can be applied to P? So of all of those long list of Deontic logic, common sense Deontic logic predicates, which ones can be applied to P? Remember, don't write your answers in the live chat. Write your answers in the comments of the video once it's done. So take your time, type them out, think about them. Now, if you answer this question correctly and are selected either as the best first or by a lottery response, what will you win? You will win an Immanuel Kant little button that says science is organized, knowledge, wisdom is organized life. All right, check that out on the Zazzle store if you're interested in more information on that. But for now, we're going to move pretty quickly on to the next question. So, question number 2. This is a riddle. In honor of Alfred Tarski, who's going to be part of the prize you get for this, we're going to do something with language. I am what makes kings great and what poisons man. I am what brings men together and what tears through their breast. I never follow, but I can write. I no longer power cars, but I can still power revolutions. What am I? Not really related to philosophy, but Riddles are something I've always enjoyed, and originally when I was making this channel, I was conceiving of it as a philosophy and riddles channel, so I wrote all of these riddles that I never ended up using. So, take a look at this, and I noticed someone saying in the chat they want to win the Kant button. That's awesome. If you don't win, these are available for pretty cheap on Carneades.org's Zazzle page. Check out the Zazzle page if you're interested, but definitely try to win first. So, here's a riddle for you. If you get the correct answer to the riddle and you are selected as the winner, you will get an Alfred Tarski button, which says, the sentence, "Snow is white," is true if and only if snow is white. A quote that will baffle many non-philosophers, but true philosophers will have a great appreciation for. At least analytic philosophers that love philosophy of language. All right, so next up, question number 3. Now, we have Descartes here, and Descartes can be part of the prize, because Descartes' original cogito was part of a larger argument for the existence of God. So this is a bit more of a kind of creative question for you. I want you to come up with or find somewhere the best argument for the existence of God that I haven't heard before. So when I say I haven't heard before, maybe I've read about this argument, but I don't want it to be one of the main ones, one of the big ones. I don't want it to be one of those traditional arguments for the existence of God. I want something new. I want something interesting. There are creative arguments out there, but I certainly haven't heard of all of them. So come up with either on your own or finding some other philosopher out there who's come up with a clever argument for the existence of God and throw it in the comments after this video is done. Remember, I'm reminding everyone, do not send your answers in the live chat. Wait until the video is done. Send it in a comment because I'm going to let everyone have about 24 hours to review them, and then I'm going to take a look. Prizes are available. This is a great question. Prizes are available for anywhere that Zazzle can ship to. So, if Zazzle can ship to your country, a prize is available for you. If you are outside of where Zazzle can ship to and you win a prize, I'm going to try to make it work. If you can give me a shipping address for you, I can hopefully send you a prize. I'll send the prize to myself and then I'll chip in the shipping to get it sent to wherever you are. I can make no promises as someone who has lived internationally. I can make no promises that the postage will get it there in any reasonable amount of time, but I will do my best to get it to folks that are answering internationally. So, no, it is not available solely to U.S. citizens. It's definitely available to anyone Zazzle can ship to, and if you can get me an address that you think I can send a package to, we'll give it a try. All right, so if you answer that correctly, you get this lovely button featuring René Descartes himself. Ooh, to be clear, the Tarski prize was not a button. The Tarski prize was a magnet for like a refrigerator. But check out all of these things on the Zazzle store to get a sense. What about the best argument you can offer for the non-existence of God? I mean, I'm grading on creativity on these comments as well. So if you can come up with a very creative or interesting argument one way or another, you might get credit. But I'm probably going to lean towards, I'm interested in a new and interesting argument for the existence of God. If you can give one for the non-existence of God, not just an objection to the existence of God, but an argument that God flat out doesn't exist, I might be interested. If that's what you want to bet your money on, leave it in the comments and we'll see what I think when I'm looking at all the arguments, all right? Next up, question number 4. Now, this is one where I kind of want to see not necessarily your philosophical insights, but your ability to distill something down. So throughout the history of philosophy, there have been individuals who have been considered great philosophers, both because of their abilities to do philosophy, but also because of their abilities to translate philosophy into something people can actually understand. So, diachronic Dutch books are something that is a part of Bayesian epistemology. They're something that is quite complicated for people to understand. I want you, in a comment, to explain a diachronic Dutch book in the simplest possible terms that you think anyone would be able to understand. To answer the question in the live stream, I assume about the last one of the argument for the existence of God, can you play devil's advocate? Like I said, it has to be an argument, not an objection. It has to have premises and a conclusion in some way. So if it's an argument for kind of what I might consider dogmatic atheism, you're in a gray area, we might accept it. But if you're just objecting to an argument that exists, probably not what I'm looking for. However, if you're saying, can I play devil's advocate in the sense of, can I argue for something I don't believe in? 100%. All right. Explaining diachronic Dutch books in the simplest way possible. So the goal here is to, how can you explain this complicated concept in simple terms that anyone, even people that don't really have a good sense of philosophy, could understand? All right? That's the goal of that question. If you answer that one correctly, you're going to get a little tote bag featuring Thomas Kuhn's famous quote, "The proponents of competing paradigms practice their trades in different worlds." So check that out if you want that tote bag. All right. Next up, we have another riddle. And to be clear to everyone in the live stream, this is, you are posting your answers in the comments after this video. You can chat with me in the live stream if you want in the live chat function, and I'll maybe answer some questions around the way that these can be answered, but you're going with your arguments in those eventual places. Awesome. So, thanks for saying that you love my channel. Anyway, this riddle is, how many triangles are there in this image? Now, I'm not trying to trick you. You can imagine the words triangle being written as straight lines and just counting up the number of triangles that are there. This is a kind of new version of a classic puzzle, which just has a bunch of equilateral triangles arranged in rows that form a triangle, kind of like a triforce, and you have to count the triangles, and there's more than just the small triangles, because those small triangles make bigger triangles. This is a difficult question. If you're able to answer just the question of how many triangles there are, you've got it. But if you want to get bonus points, and I might even throw out a bonus prize if you're able to do this, because I have no idea how one would go about doing this. So frequently with these kind of triangle puzzles, there's some algorithm you can come up with for if you add a row of triangles below. So if I added a row of 5 triangles below that 3-row kind of as we have it, that look exactly like this, what would be the algorithm for telling, based on the number of rows, how many total triangles you have? And I promise you, there are more triangles than you think. Thank you guys for all the wonderful chats about my channel. I'm glad you enjoy it, and I'm glad you love the stuff that we're doing. Interesting that you heard one of the questions on a riddle channel. Searching for the answer would not be considered cheating. If you're able to find the answer somewhere, that's fascinating, because to give you a sense, I made up those 2 riddles myself. So if someone has them there, they've stolen them from me, which is fascinating. Send me the link later of where you found that question or that riddle somewhere else, and I'll go after them for copyright or something. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So for this one, count the number of triangles. There are more than you think. There are more than you think. And remember, don't leave your answers in the live chat. Leave your answers as a comment after the video, once this video is done and uploaded, so that I can check back to them later. The reason I'm doing that is because after the live stream is done, the live chat goes away, and there may be people that can't watch this video right now or want to take some more time with the video. I promise you, there are more triangles than you think. All right, and if you answered that one correctly, because it's a tough logic question, you're going to get a fancy keychain featuring the face of Bertrand Russell himself. All right. What is your best argument against philosophical skepticism? I'm kidding about lawyering up. I encourage the spreading of knowledge and information and riddles as far as they can go. I'd just be surprised if that riddle has gotten out to other people. So what is your best argument against philosophical skepticism? Skepticism is a position that I hold with and I have crafted the channel around, but it seems to me that there's a lot of interesting and good arguments against it out there. I'd love to hear the arguments that you have against it, the best objections to it, in part because the best way to defend and understand your own position is to search for objections to it and search for other views. So I'm curious about that. And I'm also curious, at some point we're going to do a series. Right now, a tentative title is like a Skeptic's Guide to the Common Dogmatist or something, where we go through a lot of epistemic positions and explain some of the skeptics' arguments against them. And I would love to have a wide range of objection to skepticism that I can throw in there. Don't worry, some of these, if you're feeling like I don't feel I'll be able to answer any, some of the last questions hopefully will be able to give you some ins to answer these. Give them a try. All right. And if you get that one correct, or if you're the winner for that one, you will get a Socrates kitchen towel, because I'm certain, stated ironically because of course I'm a skeptic, that what you need in your kitchen is a towel with the face of Socrates and Carneades.org on it. Number 7, explain Gödel's incompleteness theorems in the simplest terms possible. Just like the Diachronic Dutch Books question, this is asking you to take a complicated philosophical topic and kind of bring it down to a very simple way that you could explain to someone else. So Gödel's incompleteness theorems are arguably one of the kind of greatest revolutions in logic and mathematical logic in the last century, but they are very, very difficult to explain and provide to someone, and there have been many attempts made to provide a complete and succinct explanation of Gödel's incompleteness theorems, because it's difficult and frustrating for logicians and mathematicians and even scientists when they make a great discovery, but because our science and logic and math have advanced so far, many people can't fully understand what actually goes into that. So I want you to, or why it's such a great revolutionary discovery. So I want you to do your best to explain Gödel's incompleteness theorems in the simplest possible terms. All right, and in order to, if you win that, you are going to get a coaster set featuring the face of William James, the founder of American psychology and a famous philosopher. You'll get a lovely coaster set featuring his face. So, next up. This is, once again, a riddle. We're trying to give people, even if you don't have a good background in philosophy, a little bit of a sense of other things too. So, I live in kitchens and forests. I eat berries, but serve others soup. Some see me as salvation, others fear me. Some find me cute, others find my contents disgusting. But most everyone can find me and my little brother above their heads. What am I? I love that there's a just running total of people trying to count these triangles in the comments. It is a very difficult task. There are more than you think. So that we'll see. If no one gets the exact right answer, I will go with the closest answer. But if you just answer every single number from 1 to 1,000, we're not going to count you. So in the comments, pick your best answer and give that as an answer. If no one gets the exact right answer, we'll give it to whoever's closest. Anyway, so this is a riddle. If you get the earlier riddle, it's a similar play. It's a similar feel to that. And if you get this one correct, once again, we're doing language things, you're going to get a t-shirt. And this is a t-shirt featuring Kripkenstein and a quote about rule following on the back. It's available in both men's and women's. We're just featuring the men's picture here. But once again, check that out on the Carneades.org Zazzle store if you are curious. But there's another riddle for you to puzzle over. All right. Number 9, what's the best philosophy book that I've not read? Now, when I say I've not read, I can't expect you to guess all of the books that I've read, but a less common one. Don't give me something that you would expect many people to read or everyone to read in an intro to philosophy class. I'm talking about what's a really good philosophy book that is less well known, that is out of the mainstream, but has inspired you, is interesting to you, is engaging to you. What is the best philosophy book out there that I haven't read or the common person who's doing philosophy has not read yet? All right, leave that in the comments after this video, and maybe you will win a David Hume shirt. So on the front, this features David Hume. On the back, it features a quote from Hume. That's a very skeptical quote, where men are the most sure and arrogant. They are commonly the most mistaken. This t-shirt, just like the last one, is available in both men's and women's. Can you use, you are free, any resources you can find. All of these questions and things that are going out are free game in terms of resources. So if you want to ask other people, if you want to ask professors, if you want to ask other YouTube personalities like Alex Malpasser, Ozzy, feel free 100% to use them as resources. But be careful because they may want to get some swag. Don't leave your comments in the live chat. Once again, for people that are just joining us, leave them in the comments after. Leave them in the comments after the video goes up, just because the live chat disappears after we stop being live, but the comments will stay up so that people that watch this video later have a chance to answer as well. So leave your answers in the comments of the video, but yeah, if you can give me a cool new book to read, and either the best or the most randomly selected, one of those, depending on how I'm feeling at the time, will get a David Hume t-shirt. So, last but not least, we have reached our 10th and final question, and hopefully, of all the questions, this is the simplest and easiest for everyone to answer. Ask me a question that I can't answer. Now, I'm, of course, interested in some of the more philosophically impossible to answer questions. If you say, I don't know, how many coins do I have in my pocket? You're probably correct that I can't answer that question. But I'm going to be looking for something maybe a little more interesting. But if no one else asks a question, I can't answer that question, so it's probably going to win. So, pick one question that you think I cannot answer, and I want you to ask it. And if it's a question that's philosophically impossible to answer, that's interesting. If it's a question that's a really complicated puzzle of philosophy right now, that would be even cooler. But there's going to be a lot of leeway in the answers that are available for this question. So hopefully that gives you a sense of some of the possibilities out there. Try to come up with, for this one, I'm probably going to go with the most clever in terms of the best, because there's a lot of questions you could ask that I couldn't answer. But what is the most clever? So, if you are the winner of that and give me the most clever question that I cannot answer, you will win the poster of the Map of Philosophy. It's not the big fancy canvas one, it's just a normal poster, but it is a great and very detailed poster. I actually haven't seen one of them in the flesh, but I have done all of the detail on that, and there's some interesting little Easter eggs that I'm amazed no one has found yet on this. All right. Now, just to answer a few questions, I see people already asking me questions that I can't answer in the live chat. Once again, ask your questions in the comments after the video. I'm going to, for anyone that's just joined us, I am going to review some of the rules, and then we're going to close out really quick here. Thank you guys for listening to all these questions and for checking out this channel and for watching the channel with us and sticking with us and making it to video number 700. For anyone that has questions about the website, which I want to get back to but have been far too busy to, my hope is not for a while, but during the summer, either I'm going to have time to put out a lot of videos and probably do a couple daily series, or I'm going to have some time to actually go forward with the website. We'll see what happens in the rest of my life, but hopefully more will be happening with the website in the coming months leading up to that. But for now, we're going to continue on with weekly videos. Hopefully we'll have a special February series for y'all, even if it's just a week or so. We might be able to do a daily series then. But all right, once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to really quick review all the rules. So if you are watching this video just now, or you start at the beginning, when the video goes up and is posted, in the comments, answer as many of these questions as you like. You can only win once, but you're free to answer all 10 of them. The best response, or the first response, or the most interesting response, or if there's a lot of responses that are correct, the one that is selected at random, will win the prize. And in the next video, you will get a shout out, and I'll send you a message and ask for an address, and we'll see what we can do to get you a prize sent. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for the congratulations. Thanks for sticking with us for 700 videos. Stay tuned for the winners. Like I said, in the next 24 hours after this is posted, or I might arbitrarily decide to extend the deadline if there aren't enough answers to the questions, so feel free to answer them all. We will have a future video either later this week or maybe the next video on Sunday, depending on how much time I have to make other videos, announcing all the winners. But watch this video and more here at Carneades.org, and stay skeptical, everybody.